Good Sunday afternoon, YouTube. Happy Labor Day to all you American laborers who are in the asset column of the United States of America. And to all my fans from abroad, thank you for tuning in. Happy Sunday to all you guys and girls. Of course, it is a diecast Sunday because it always is. So let's crack some diecast. All right. Antique Mall today having a big sale. I thought I got a pretty good deal on these. A couple of Johnny Lightnings. I'll start with this one here. It is from we're RC2. So it's an RC2 era from the year 2008. Auction Insanity. 1961 Lincoln Continental. So let's take this out and take a look at it. I'm pretty sure this tooling is the one that made an appearance in the Demolition Derby. Wow, a lot of packaging. Of packaging. And Johnny Lightning does some pretty cool stuff, whether it's magnets or license plates. In this case, it's an auction pedal. So the car in 1969 sold for $9,815, and it sold at auction for $36,000. I'm not sure what year that sold at auction at that price. That's the one thing I wish they would include. Probably sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s. But anyways, wow, that's unusual for a Johnny. Wow, that's like, let's take a look, guys. This is something you don't see every day. Very, very cool. I'll start out by showing you this. Very seldom do you see a base like this from any brand in this scale. It's not very common. There are some out there, but this is very uncharacteristic of this brand. A very nice detailed engine. And the car is so classy looking. This is a two-door 1969 Lincoln Continental Mark III. There you have the spare tire in the trunk. Just a ton of detail with all the chrome trim. Prototypical wheels. Check out these hubcaps on this thing. White wall tires. I'm not a fan of white wall tires. On this particular car, I would keep them. You've got the Lincoln emblem there right behind the window there on the side. This thing is sick. I like it a lot. There's your flip headlights that flip around. Very, very cool. Now this car is not to be confused with the 1961 Lincoln Continental, which is also an awesome casting from Johnny Lightning. Now this tooling is used for both the hard top and the convertible, so this is a plastic top. You have to be wary of that. It is a plastic top, but the body of the car is die cast. And this as well is a very nice model. This is a more recent release of this car. This is post relaunch. So this is RC2 era, this is round 2 era. But the detail is, I would say, comparable on both castings. And though these are different body styles, I am a fan of both body styles. I do need to pick up the Greenlight. Greenlight just brought this car out with the Hollywood series for the Matrix, and there's also going to be a hobby exclusive for Lincoln. So I really need to get that Matrix car because it's black and it looks sick. And these black Lincoln Continentals look so good. It's tough. The Auto World Caddies look really good in black, but the only thing comparable to a car like that, in my opinion, from that same era, would be a black Lincoln. And this thing is awesome. It is, I would say, a little bit small for 1:64. You can see it's got a flat black top, which is to simulate a vinyl top. And then the car is a gloss black. So awesome car. Really happy to find that for it's like $350 with the sale price. Yeah. I wish I could have bought his whole case for $350. The other one I got for the same price. This is a new tool for RC2. This is also RC2 era, and am I seeing a year? I don't see a year, but I know it's on here because they always are. Gosh, it has all the Toyota licensing information on the back. Well, I can't find the year on the card. 2008. Okay. So same year, RC2. This was a new tool for Johnny. So I think this is the first time we saw this casting, which right now is a very popular casting for the Johnny Lightning. And this is the 1979 International Scout 2 from Truckin' America. So let's take a look at this thing. It is awesome. It has the finish of a holiday ornaments with the chrome finish. Some might refer to it as a Spectra Flame finish, but here's the card that comes with it. And then if you want to pause and read that, feel free. But that looks really good card. Let's see how the casting matches up to the card. I'm a little bit weary about the side of this because there did appear to be some oxidation, but it looks like it wiped right off. So that's a good sign. Very good sign. The other side looks perfectly fine. This thing is beautiful. Wow. Almost afraid to touch it. So we'll start with the bottom of the casting. You can see it's a metal base, rubber tires with tread. And here you go. I don't know if this is just a polished, if it's just a raw metal polished, or if it's a chromed. It's got to be a chromed finish. It's hard to say though. I guess it could be polished, but it definitely has all the detail. You've got your brake lights, even your international badge there. And it's got a really nicely detailed engine, as you can see. At least 3 colors going on in there. Opening hood. Check out the grill. The hood opens and closes really nice on these. This is a different top. This is the soft top. The ones they've been releasing lately are hard tops. This thing rolls really nice. It actually is rubber tires, even though the wheels are typical of what you would see with the plastic tires on these. But I have to say I'm very impressed with this car. $350, what a steal. Nice grille, painted headlights, indicators, all your chrome trim around the glass is done. Except for in the back, because with the soft top you don't have that. The wheels and tires look great. You've got the International logo there on the quarter panel. And then you have your rear indicator there on the rear quarter panel. That mirrored finish is sick. That thing is sick. So they put out a K5 Blazer with this finish too, and always been kind of skeptical of these with the chrome finish, but now that I have seen this and now that I have it, I'm definitely sold on it. It is a very sick looking car. So definitely a welcome addition to the Johnny Lightning collection for me. I did get one more car, and then probably take a look at a few others, but I did get one of these. I've said in previous videos that I'll just chip away at these and go one at a time. And basically at the antique mall there's a vendor who has a whole bunch of these Ertl American muscles in the acrylics. He also has a whole bunch of Johnny Lightning stuff, and so every week or two he restocks his case, and he's real fair on his prices for the most part, especially if you hit it on a sales day, which is like once probably every couple months. These American muscles he sells for $8, which I think is probably a little bit high, but not much. I mean, I think if they were priced in line with Greenlight or M2, I think that would be spot on, because the quality of this is, I think, nicer than both Greenlight and M2. So it comes in this really nice acrylic case. You have a mirrored base, and then instead of screwing to the base, it just has these plastic end caps that hold it in, which is nice because it guarantees it's not going to move around, and it guarantees that, I don't know, I just think when you screw it to the base like M2 does, I think it's more likely that pieces could come loose in the package. Whoa, let me grab that. I've had my eyes on this 65 Chevelle for a while. I also have my eye on a couple others that I hope to get eventually. At $8 a piece, I can't justify getting more than one or two at a time. But the detail on these things is so stupid. It's like the detail of what you would expect on like a 1:24 scale. All these extra pieces down here on the base that are painted. I mean, that's if you were to take a 1:24 scale car and flip it upside down, that's probably what it's going to look like. Rubber tires with tread. One of my favorite features of this car was these wheels. You can see it has the opening trunk. Got the little Malibu 396 maybe? Malibu 396 badging with the painted tail lights. Chrome bumper, chrome trim everywhere. Side view mirror on the driver's side, which is how they were back then. They didn't have those on the passenger side. And then this engine is sick. These cars have probably the most detailed engines in this scale. Now, the cars, this is a plastic base, so they don't have a metal base, but there's so much going on with the detail that I'm okay with it. Now, it's one thing I've noticed on a couple of these is the trunk not closing properly. This one looks much better. It just needed a little bit of attention. But look at those wheels. Those wheels are sick. Really nice rolling cars. Check out the front end on this Chevrolet. Side-by-side headlights. Those are insert lens headlights as well. Painted indicators on the bumper. Chrome trim on the fenders. Chrome rocker panel, chrome door handles. Chrome exhaust. It just looks so good. There's so much detail on this car. And it looks great rolling too. A lot of it has to do with those wheels, in my opinion. So because of this, I figured I would show a couple others that I have. And I don't have a whole ton of them. One car that I have that's not an American Muscle. Oh, you know what? I left one. Dang it! I have another one that's not gonna make it in this video. This is not an American Muscle, but it has all of the same features with the opening hood, opening trunk, all the detail underneath the hood. The quality of this, it's built just like these American Muscles from a quality standpoint. Rubber tires with tread. There's maybe slightly less detail. You don't have the paint on the bottom, but you do have all the extra pieces. You have the opening hood, opening trunk, side view mirror. So it's maybe a slight step below the American Muscle. But this is just an old Chevelle. What this is from is, I think it's from a movie release, from the movie Bullet. But I think that's what somebody told me. Would have to do a little bit of research to confirm that. But it is an Ertl, and it does share pretty close to the same amount of detail. And then another one, as seen in a relatively recent video, is this Pontiac Catalina. I know my camera's going to struggle picking this one up. Let me get this one out of the way. But this is a beautiful car. It's got a killer stance. It's got some killer wheels and tires. That awesome Pontiac grille. So this thing is a beast. It looks really, really good. Big, heavy, chunky casting too. It's a lot heavier than the Chevelle. And then this one here, is the 69 Cougar Eliminator. Pretty cool looking. So these cars, I don't come across them too often. The only place I know where I can get them is at this antique mall. Now, I know they can be found online. I've never looked for them online, so I don't know what they would sell for. I've seen guys like WTFFOR, he bought a whole collection of them. And I've noticed sometimes you'll find them in acrylics, other times you'll find them in clamshells. It'll be the same car with the same quality, just different packaging. The ones that I happen to find seem to always be in the acrylic, but they're nice if you ever come across them for, I would say, around $8 or less. It might be worth picking up, because if you like M2 quality, these are pretty close to what I think these are a little bit nicer than the M2. They look more realistic, and they don't have the as cheap of a feel. To me, M2 just has a cheap feel to the touch. But I know I get a lot of hate for saying that from you guys. I know a lot of you guys love them too. They just don't do it for me. But that's not to say I won't buy them, because as you can see here, one of my favorite castings is that Ford truck. And as you can see here, with that Fair Lady and that Bluebird, I do like them too. And the truck that they're being hauled on. So there are some M2 cars that I will buy. But mostly for me, it's Greenlight, Auto World, Johnny Lightning. And I don't buy a ton of these cars just because I don't see a ton of these cars. I don't find a ton of them. But there are some other ones that I'd like to pick up from that booth. So maybe the next couple times I head down there, I'll just grab a few more. So basically I've got the Catalina, the Cougar, the Chevelle, the later Chevelle, because I think this is a 68 or a 69. This is a 65. And then I've also got, I think it's a 68 or a 69 Chevy Nova. And that's the one that didn't make the video here. But anyways, that's the video for today. I'll be back probably on Tuesday with the next video, which is going to be killer. So you all have a good rest of your long holiday weekend, and I will holler at the next video.